as a woman, because I don't want to say it's a man versus woman thing, but a lot of women do complain, oh, my husband's always on me. Why is he always on me? If sex is going to be a chore for you that you don't really want to do, why do women constantly push monogamy on men? If you know that you don't want to have to deal with him all the time just wanting you, why do you push monogamy on men?
Well, who's to say I pushed anything on anybody? Like,
well, we know that you pushed monogamy on me.
I pushed monogamy. I forced you to get married to me?
Time out. I didn't say you forced me to get married, but did you not say to me that you wanted to be engaged and you wanted to be married before you lived with me? You didn't say that?
I want $1 billion. That don't mean I'm going to get it. I can want something, asking, but not...
You right now, you're dodging the question.
Nobody pressed you to do it. Yes, is that something I wanted? Yes, it was. But...
You didn't press me to... Are you going to lie now to the people because we're talking about sex?
Devale,
you're going to lie now to the people?
Devale. Knowing
Khadeen, you didn't want monogamy?
Of course I did.
So then why are you avoiding the question?
That's not avoiding the question. I'm saying, does that mean because I wanted and I requested that you were going to deliver it? Like, nobody pressed you for that.
Time out. You just said you wanted it and requested it. Do you not hear yourself?
I can make a request. Is the request going to be granted?
Am I not granting you monogamy?
You are granting it to me. Also, let me finish. Also, I don't feel like I was adequately prepared for marriage. And I've said that before, because if I knew that marriage and monogamy was going to involve me trying to meet you where you were at sexually for years to come, then I probably would have reevaluated it if I wanted to be monogamous anyway.
Now let's go back to what you asked me. You said to me you never pressured me to get married. In 2007, we were living together, right? You said you no longer wanted to live with me and shack up with me because you wanted to be my wife, not my girlfriend.
Right, because I wanted to know where the relationship was going.
That don't sound like pressure to you?
It sounds like me voicing where I see my life going. It sounds like me saying, this is what I would like. You can decide to meet me there. If not, we can reevaluate what exactly we're doing.
Okay. Additionally,
would I call it pressure per se? Not necessarily pressure. It
is pressure. But you don't want to say it's pressure. What about being engaged?
You might have felt pressure.
What about being engaged?
There was no pressure behind it.
I said, we don't got to rush to get married. You said, I don't want to be engaged longer than a year. Is that not pressure?
That's me voicing my opinion about it.
Sounds like pressure to me. So you say you want to be engaged, I get engaged. You say you want to be married within a year. We do that. We get married, then you make it seem like sex is a chore to your husband. Once again, I ask the question, why do women who push forth monogamy on the man they're dating then get overwhelmed when that man who tries to provide that monogamy to you? Why do you get upset when we're trying to be what you want us to be? You don't want me to be with no one else, right? Right? I'm asking. This is a serious question.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't want me to be with no one else.
Absolutely.
So if I decide that all this testosterone I have, I want to give to you, why is this so overwhelming now? This is what you asked for.
I did not realize that after having children, after, career changes, all of the turbulences that we've been through in life, that was going to have a direct effect on my sex drive.
Interesting. Very interesting. And shout out to y'all who tagged me in this, asking me to give my thoughts. I'll put the link down below or tag them or something like that so y'all can check out the full episode. I'm only going to judge off the snippet, so if there's more conversations or something like that, I don't know about it, but just based on this, my first thought was this. I thought there was a lot of emphasis on pressuring to marry, pressuring into monogamy, pressuring this, that, and the other. First, let me say this. There's a difference between a woman that is pressuring you and a woman that is setting a standard. Pressure is like trying to coerce over and over again, repetitive begging or, repositioning of something that they've already asked, you've already said no to. But by the sounds of what she said and the fact that he didn't refute it or anything like that, it sounds to me like almost like whenever you go to like a car dealership, you're interested in buying a car from somebody, they may let you test drive it for free, and that's cool. But then at some point they may say, you know what? No more test driving, no more enjoying this car. The price of this car is $100,000. That's not pressure. That's a standard that's being communicated to you because you have every right to go ahead and walk from point A to point B if you want to, or go choose another car for, $20,000 or something that's more budget friendly for you. But if you want to continue enjoying that car, the price is whatever it is. That sounds more like where she stood, and that's what I hear a lot of whenever women are saying that their standards are X, Y, and Z. But a lot of resentment comes from, I think, from guys who don't understand growth. And the price you pay for loving a woman that is growing is needing to adjust whenever these standards come up. These things are being communicated, and it's not quite what it was whenever y'all first began. But it's indicative of a woman that's learning more about life, learning more about herself, and she's acting on that. But if she really loves you, she's going to do what this woman is doing, Khadeen is doing in this situation, and say, hey, I'm going here with my life, I'm going here with my spirituality, or whatever the case may be that the standard is coming to protect, and I want to bring you with me if you want to come. But I didn't get pressure from that. Second thing that stuck out to me was how he characterized monogamy as something that was not really his choice, in just one of the choices that's on the table as far as he's concerned. So think of it like this. What if you heard a guy say, y'all women out there, y'all be pressuring us and pushing us, to be heterosexual, but then whenever we be with you, you don't want to give up the cheeks that much. You're going to be like, well, I'm going to be like, whoa, wait, what did you just say? First off, what are the alternatives? And at the point of marriage, which they're at, from what I can tell anyway, at the point of marriage, why wasn't this just as much of your choice as it was hers before you even met her? But maybe that was just a wrong word choice or something like that. Who knows? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, because the biggest takeaway was the conversation around sex. Whenever she was talking about, maybe I wasn't ready for marriage whenever we first began. I didn't know these things were going to affect my sex drive. And it could be just me, but what came off was that he was still caught up in a lot of frustration and maybe some of the words that she used or something like that. But he totally missed the opportunity to hear what she was really saying, which is, as time has gone on, as we've gotten closer, as I've gone through life experiences, not only my sex drive, but the things that impact my sex drive has drastically changed. And that's what happens with a lot of women. I've been in that boat of men who have had somewhat of a cultivated ignorance based on our sexual experience before marriage. This is one of the drawbacks to having sex before marriage, by the way. Not even being religious. This is strictly practical, because we set the tone for relationship sex with the kind of sex we was having whenever we were single, which was meaningless sex. Meaningless being just strictly physical, just a release. I'm horny, you horny, I'm attracted to you. So boom, we about to get it on. In your singleness as men, we can have meaningless sex for our entire life, no matter what our relationship status is, and we're fulfilled. However, women are different. Women can start off having meaningless sex after a couple of drinks or a couple of dances or a couple of weeks of dating, conversation, and that's cool. But then whenever they get close to you, there are different things that impact them, like the security that they feel, the safety that they feel, life experiences, of course, how trustworthy you are, how affirming you are. Not saying things like, you basically pressured me to marry you. Those types of things matter. So a woman needs, in a serious relationship, she needs about 90% of meaningful sex, which is more like an exclamation mark to all of her emotional needs already being met, instead of the entire communication of sexual desire and passion. Like, this is more of an exclamation mark, icing on the cake after the fact. And by the way, it's much better than meaningless sex, fellas out there. But a lot of women need that more in a real relationship, and sometimes they don't have the correct words to articulate it or something like that. And this is where I feel like this is a solution right here. This is why I feel like guys will really benefit from listening to understand, instead of just listening to debate, listening to ridicule and play little jokes because you're pissed off that, she was cool with one type of sex in the dating phase, and I've only had one type of sex my whole life, but here she is with different needs and evolution of her needs and things that are affecting her outside of us that affect her sex drive and her ability to give me her. First off, you got to get rid of your entitlement, man. You got to get rid of your entitlement and understand that sex is meant to be an emotionally engaging, a very intimate process, not just something where you just give her your testosterone. So I thought this was a great opportunity that he kind of missed in this particular conversation. Nonetheless, I felt like overall, this was authentic. This was raw. I know a lot of people have the misconception about marriage that it's just as lovey-dovey the entire way through as it was whenever, you're exchanging vows at the altar, but it's not. It looks like this. So I totally appreciate them and how they're using their platform. Go check them out. I'll link them down below. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts. What do you think down in the comments? Let me know. I'll let y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.